Sup. The opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and Future Bachelor only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity. This fun podcast may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
Save Yeah, that's what happens when you get the video version of this song.
I was about to say, I'm like, why is that possible?
That was great, and I got a video too. It's awesome. Yo, what's up, guys? This is Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And this is episode 52 of the show. Shout out to everybody out in YouTube world and listening to us on
52.
podcasts.
You guys.
Yo,
I don't know what this even. Honestly, once we I think now that we've hit 50, the numbers just kind of wash.
I
over
know,
me.
I know.
And
Now,
I'm like, what?
yeah, like you're like, it's a blank outline, and you're like, let's just start the show. We'll be fine.
Stuff in it.
No, you
Good
did.
Lord.
I'm just saying, it's funny. Like, we've gotten really comfortable, but that's a good thing. This is where I wanted to be with the show. You know, I wanted to get where it's a well-oiled machine. We don't really have to think about it during our week.
And I mean, as we all know, our chemistry is incredible.
That's what they say. That's what the people say. But yo, how's everything been, V? How's your last week?
Well, so last Friday, I was working from home.
Oh. So I work from home every Friday. But.
I was working from home.
Yep.
And I was doing stuff, realized I hadn't eaten lunch yet. I was like, I have this shrimp. You know I actually chef.
Yes.
You know I chef.
I'm hungry, and I think you should start bringing dinner to this.
I really actually should.
Yeah.
And I was going to make a shrimp and vegetable risotto. And I was like, okay. And I got this new Instant Pot. I was going to use it. It was going to be great. And I was starting to cut some garlic and then onions for the saute to be the base for the risotto.
Okay.
I was getting a little overzealous while cutting the onions.
Uh-oh.
And didn't move my thumb back quick enough as I was chopping up.
You're trying to do one of those tasty videos ta 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 ta.
And I chopped a chunk out of my thumb.
Gee. Oh, come on.
It was bleeding. And I was trying to wrap it up, and I realized it's really hard to hold pressure on a wound on your thumb while also trying to wrap it. You need another set of hands. And so I was fine. And so I went to urgent care, and actually had a really hot urgent care doctor, so shout out to him.
Okay. Do you know his name?
Dr. Zach Paulette?
Why the hell do you know his first name? That's weird.
It's on the thing. It's on the post-care notes. But he wrapped me all up real nice, and
I'm sure he did.
No. And he pulls out the medical tape to go around the actual gauze, and he's like, "Ooh, it's lime green." And I was like, he's like, "Do you want a different color?" And I was like,
you had
"No,
a green thumb.
I'm about to go to Savannah for St. Patrick's Day. The green works."
Oh, wow. That does work. I saw that. I was like, oh, well.
So,
and you're good at plants, right? You're good at...
I am good at plants. So there's a lot of Dr. Green Thumb jokes being made all weekend. I try to finesse some free drinks out of it. I got maybe a one, which I was a little bit upset about. I was usually
That's
better.
Honest. Honestly,
I'm usually better. I'm usually better. There's
I respect the honesty.
There's one guy at the bar who's like, "I saw you from across the bar and your hair was cute." And I was like, "Okay, and?"
Yeah. That's usually what people say when they walk up to me.
I was like, "And you would like to reward my cute hair with what?"
Yeah, what is next? What's next? So I mean, that's cool. I mean, is your thumb doing better? You got a regular?
It's just a regular Band-Aid. I don't know. It's it looks like a little. I'm gonna show it.
No. We're good. We're good.
It's a little divot.
Well, yeah. Anyways, so you went to Savannah for.
Yeah. So in Georgia, it's known that Savannah's the place to go for St. Patrick's Day. It's open container laws all down the streets and everything like that. And I got some green beer. I was with Taylor Marie and Ray, and then some of Ray's friends who got a little beach house on Tybee Island, which is maybe 30 minutes outside of Savannah.
Oh, cool.
And closer to the beaches and everything. So we hung out with them. They were a lot of fun. We played some drinking games. The girls ruled in Flip Cup. The boys sucked.
Nice.
So yeah, that was.
Well, shout out to Ray.
Yeah, shout out.
Let me give
I
him
want
a
to shout
shout
out to Ray because he's the reason why we got to go to Savannah, hang out with his friends. So
That's dope. Oh, you stayed with them.
Well, we didn't stay with all the people in the beach house. Me, Ray, and TM all stayed together.
That's what's up.
But yeah. So, but it was fun. And then I went to the United game when I got back on Sunday, and that was good. I'm happy to be back in Atlanta.
Did they win?
They tied.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's not looking super hot for Atlanta United. But then I saw our compadre numero uno, C Money, yesterday. She was in
C
town.
Money.
And like shout out to her, I guess, for it's her 5th wedding anniversary this weekend. She's heading to Asheville right now to celebrate with the Hubs.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, I had my boy PG's brother, my boy Steegee. We call him PG. PG and Steegee.
It sounds like Ouija.
Well, Steegee, it's their name, the last name is Guild, so we just put G at the end of it. But his, we're like, what are we gonna put? Like, we need it to rhyme with P, and it's like Steve. So
like,
it's Steegee and PG.
PG, Ouija.
Yeah. And then his girlfriend Kelsey also came, so we hung out with them like really like Thursday through Saturday when they left. So we were just really hanging around Little 5 Points and showing them
a good time.
Dude, this place is awesome. I didn't like go far. I walked everywhere with them.
That's so fun. That's even how it is like for me, like living in like Old Fourth Ward in the Park area.
Exactly. So I love just taking advantage. Now it's nice out and stuff, so just going out and just walking around the neighborhood, getting food, getting drinks,
getting more plans.
Yeah. And then we ended up at Claremont Lounge again on Friday
back
night.
On your BS,
back
homie.
on my BS. Yep. So I had a fun weekend, and after that, like literally, they left on Saturday, and then I was like, no one really wanted to hang out, and I was like already kind of tired from like partying since Thursday, so I just kind of chilled Saturday night and relaxed all Sunday. And
I was drinking all day on Saturday.
Yeah,
but we kind of went to bed early. Like we didn't stay out that late. We only stayed out till like maybe midnight or so. And like went to bed.
Holidays on Sundays without like the extra day on Monday, like it sucks. Or also like holidays on Mondays kind of suck. Well, it makes Sundays better if the holidays are on Monday. So like, if St. Pat is, do we usually get St. Patty's? That's not a holiday you get off, right?
No.
I'm terrible with calendars. Anyways,
calendars are my love language. So.
Are they? Yeah, no, you get like a new one I just need to get a new calendar. Actually, I've been thinking about that. I want to plan out my next 5 trips. So this weekend, it's like, all right, dude, do your taxes because it's coming up.
I need to do my taxes.
Yeah, do your taxes and then plan your next 5 trips. And I told myself I'm going to do that. So even if I don't like pay like for them, I'm going to be like, this is like when I'm going on this date. I'm going this weekend to this place. Like, so that's what I'm going to do this weekend.
I really want to get out of the country.
Yeah, because I don't plan vacations enough. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm always just kind of like working and living life, and I enjoy just days off. So it's like everyone just really plans their year out. Like top of the year, they're like, we're going here and this, and like I have like some weddings I have to like prepare for and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do this weekend. But
anywho,
now that we gotten through all that, we might as well talk about some quick hits.
Hey guys, welcome to Food Truck Diaries.
Stop.
That's what you said, quick hits. Some quick hits.
You guys ready for some quick hits? Well, Veronica's about to bring them, so bring it, Veronica.
All right.
You're bad at it, I feel like.
Because
all right.
I'm better at just like imitating what you do.
All right, what do we got for some quick hits?
So John Stamos, he continued the troll war with Nick Jonas by posting a photo of him getting a tattoo of what it appears that he's getting a tattoo of Nick Jonas's face on his forearm,
which is obviously fake.
Come on. I mean, if it's not, that's wild. But like, if it is, still like a very funny joke. Because,
yeah, that was pretty funny.
There hasn't been any.
We talked about last week. Like, what were they supposed to do to one up and jump out of a plane with their face on the parachute?
Yeah, I was re-listening to that today and laughing because I
didn't predict the tattoo. So
dang it.
Yeah. What else happened?
Kind of like another shout out to Courtney C Money again, because she put us onto this video of this guy who lives in her neighborhood. He's like 43, kind of like, has like a big beard, like looks kind of like a crazy looking dude.
Y'all have seen it.
And he did like this dance, like he got picked up. Will Smith shared this video of him doing the dance to the Wow by Post Malone. Post Malone picked it up and shared it. Ellen got him on the show and he danced, and then like Post Malone invited him to go out on a tour, like on one of his tour stops, and then Post Malone put him in his video for
pretty much made like, I mean, it was kind of like a weird like just thrown together video, but like
which is like, I feel like that's like of the moment.
Yeah, I'm honestly this whole like I'm sick of like the videos where it's like, all right, let's get all the cars, let's get all the girls, and get all the jewels, and like,
or all of Tyga's videos where it's like, we've got a giant pool full of women twerking. Here we go.
It's just that's just so played out.
Here we go.
It's so played out. But so anyways, they just ended the video, and that kind of inspired me because I did that cover of WoW, and I was like, let me put like his dancing videos to me doing it and stuff. So if you guys check my IG story, I'll probably post like a full version like this weekend or something on IG TV. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I mean, dude, imagine having like like the most amazing 2 weeks. Like everything, like literally his
And,
2
like,
weeks.
just,
There's
like,
everything I've ever wanted to do.
And
Like,
it's just like joyful. Like this is like good, joyful, viral things. Like he's just dancing. He's like proving that anyone can dance and like anyone can like, you know, do like what, like don't let, you know, the idea of like he doesn't look like a dancer hold you back. And I think like that was like what he even said like on Ellen or whatever. He's like, I just want to show people that like I love dancing and anybody should go out and dance.
yeah, that's
and I was
dope.
like, my heart.
I actually I've been wanting to learn how to dance. Like I can dance. I have rhythm and stuff, but I like would
yeah,
love.
you have to have rhythm. If you didn't have rhythm, I don't know how you would make any music.
Yeah, exactly. But like as far as like, you know, I would love to learn how to like salsa dance.
I
Like,
love salsa. I haven't done it.
you know
in
what's
such
funny?
a long
Actually, I
time.
saw that like like you know on Facebook like
Yeah.
like I saw that you saw that I was interested in it or something.
Yeah,
You're like-
because that's at my dance studio that I do my dance at.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The salsa classes?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool. I just figure like that's something dope that like I want to do with like my wife one day, like to do like salsa at like our wedding or something. You know?
Wow.
So I might as well get
I
good
want
at
to
it now.
relearn salsa because I learned it in high school. We had like a dance unit in high school where like I'm from Illinois, so
Mm-hmm.
PE is required and like you have to do all these different units. And I did social dance as one of mine, and like I learned how to salsa a little bit. I learned how.
I just
to
really hope like
do
my future
waltz,
wife like will want to like
dance.
learn. No, well, salsa in general. I just think it's such a fun thing to do. Like to
It's
just be like
fun.
go out, like go do salsa and just spin
And
each other
salsa's
around.
like just
and,
such a like
really-
sensual dance,
Oh
and it's
man!
just like
when I used to DJ, I used to see like all the Spanish like I'd be playing hip hop and stuff, but like all the Spanish people would like come together when I played the bachata and salsa and merengue and all this stuff, and I'm just like, man, they're so good and like so fast and like on it, they're like
and it's
twirling
just, like,
and
it's just like such a beautiful way of expressing. You
Yeah.
know,
I
joy.
just wish I was I had more like of that side of me as being Spanish and stuff like, but hopefully I can learn it.
Well, we will see.
What is this news on Paris Jackson? She's kind of been in the news lately since the documentary of her father, Michael Jackson, dropped.
So a lot of tabloids were saying that, like, you know, she was hospitalized for attempted suicide, but she was not. She's been coming out saying, like, that was not what's happening. There's a lot of things saying, like, she fell asleep at the wheel. But, like, I think people, like, she, you know, she's 20, and she's, like, trying to make her own name for herself as, like, a singer and I think a model. And she's, like, out there. She's been doing a lot of different, like, activist stuff, too. So, but, like, I think you know, she's, like, the media's just coming after me because they want a reaction out of me. They like immediately everyone looked to me to see like what I was gonna say after the documentary was released because they want to like, you know, sensationalize what I'm doing, what I'm saying to like make it like even more popular. And she's like, I'm not here for that. Like that's not like.
Yeah,
that's
I was
not what
seeing
I'm
like
about.
news that like because she's starting to get into acting, I guess, and like that she really thought that this, or I was seeing an article, I don't know if it came from her, but like that she was concerned about her career as an actor because of this, like the legacy of Michael Jackson. And it's really, I mean, shoot, that's what sucks about all this stuff is like, you know, the kids get caught up in it, you know, and you can't, it's like
I think even like R. Kelly, I know we've been doing a lot of like.
What do they call it?
Casualties, yeah.
Casualties of war.
Yeah, so like even like R. Kelly's kids, like they like you know don't have a good relationship with him, and like now he's like trying to like you know say that he's like trying to have a relationship with him, which isn't true or whatever. And it's like all these kids like and like this is how some of these kids get messed up and maybe like make poor decisions as they grow up or things like that, and it's just so sad to see.
So she wasn't like committing
no.
suicide or trying to.
She wasn't. The people are like, you know, that's the whole.
But hold on, what was the hospitalization for?
I don't think she was hospitalized.
Oh, really? I don't know. So I thought I was reading something like that. Like there was like a whole bunch of like paramedics or something going like to find her or something. Maybe I just read that this morning, so you might have not seen it, but or I'm making it up. So remember, guys, this is not like where you come and get all your facts. This is just us talking about stuff we saw on the internet quickly.
With our take.
Yeah,
in
allegedly.
our context.
Allegedly. You heard the disclaimer at the beginning of the show.
I love that disclaimer. Sup? Hey guys.
I know. Hey guys. Anyways, I don't know why the hey guys thing always like cracks me up.
I love it.
So there's been some crazy trailers dropping. Before we get into trailers, I actually went to go see Captain Marvel this past weekend.
Hey!
That's what I did on Sunday. I went to go see
There you
Captain
go.
Marvel.
What'd you think?
Holy cow, these movies, like the special effects in them are insane.
Wild, right? And just well done.
Yeah, I think what it is about these like superhero movies, especially these Marvel ones, it's like, how do you break the formula of like, you know, the origin story, how you became, you know, the superhero.
You can't-
There's always the villain, and then at the end of it, you know they're gonna win, or if they don't, it's like a sequel's coming. Like, you know, it's like the same formula over and over again. Like, I'm impressed that they continue to like make movies that I'm like, okay, but like how many more times?
I just like that for her as an origin story, because for most like female origin stories, they always have to shove in a love interest, and they didn't do that with her.
Actually,
which was nice.
Were they even close to one? I'm trying to think.
Like, I almost went into it being like, oh my god, if Jude Law is like her weird love interest, I'm gonna scream. But he wasn't. He was like her mentor. And
that is weird.
Yeah, I mean, I can't spoil it, but
yeah. I was about to spoil so much stuff right now.
We both were like,
yeah, but no spoilers. But yeah, so I saw that, and now they're dropping cool trailers for new upcoming things. One of them that came out was Toy Story 4. You see it? I didn't see the trailer.
I haven't watched the trailer yet, but like, I don't know. Like, my thing is like, I really thought Toy Story 3 was gonna be the end of it, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Toy Story 4.
Actually, you know, all right, we'll just be like completely transparent. Today we didn't really have a main topic per se.
Yeah, we're all about transparency here.
Yeah, you know, like I just want to say like we don't really have one. But now that I'm thinking about it, there was something that I took a screenshot of.
See, I'm telling you, you were all like, no, we got to think of it. I'm like, it'll come.
No, I know, it always does. But so I saw someone share that, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about seeing Toy Story 4. But then they posted a picture of it, and they're like, but why does like every like female character in these movies nowadays have to be like a warrior? Like it has to be like she was like, can't like Little Bo Peep just be like Little Bo Peep? Like, you know, they like on the cover of it, like Little Bo Peep is like this action, like her little like hook was like looked like a sword in the back of her. She looks like a Ninja Turtle or something like. And so I was like, yo, this is a pretty interesting topic, and I kind of wanted to bring it up to you because I was like, you know, it came from a woman, so I'm like, I was like, this is an interesting point, and this is the type of things that I love, because if a guy says it, it sounds like, you know, no, because, you know, women are powerful and blah, 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 but we know that women can be powerful, but there's also women out there that don't want to be, like they want to just be,
or powerful in different ways. That's how I'm gonna say it.
When I say powerful, I mean like action, like I'm gonna kick your ass in some kung fu or something.
Okay, this is how I'm gonna look at this. Okay. So I think, you know, the whole idea of like kind of like how she's bringing it up is saying like, okay, why do we need to see, like, why do all these women have to be warriors? Or like, in almost like the way that she's bringing this up is like, why do they have to be portrayed, like why does like their strength have to be portrayed in masculine ways? And then it's like, it doesn't. I think that's true, because I mean, I think, you know, as a feminist, like my beliefs in feminism are that like really based in like the idea of choice, of like being able to express yourself in whatever ways that are, you know, that a society doesn't have to decide how you have to express yourself, especially as a woman, but not just as a woman, just like in general for people. Yeah. But like, so there's a lot of like, there, like the whole idea like that there should be, femininity should be shown as powerful in ways that isn't always masculine. Like why does, like Little Bo Peep is powerful in her own way. Like she is like, she's a shepherd of sheep. So like that's powerful, where like she's a caregiver and she's a shepherd, and like she takes care of like her flock. So like that in herself, like though she's like, you know, can be seen in like in the early movies was definitely like portrayed as like a damsel in distress. And even like, cause that's like how Andy would play with her. Like she was the damsel in distress that like Woody would have to save.
Well, it'll be interesting to see like if like this conversation we're talking about is actually flipped on its head in the actual movie. Like, I mean, I don't know.
And it's like, I guess like for this, like with Toy Story 4 coming out, like that is like, you know, they're adjusting it for this newer audience.
Well, like let's just talk about like Captain Marvel, like you just said, or like what they're doing, what they've done with like Star Wars, or like, you know.
So like I guess with even Captain Marvel, like the whole point of it that I liked a lot is that they showed the whole idea of like how, you know, women usually get made fun of for being so emotional and whatever. Like the whole, like a lot of the part of the movie was like them telling her to like hold her emotions back because she'd be more powerful if she didn't have emotions, which is what's been told to women leaders for years now. Yeah. Like that's what, when even like when Hillary was running for president, people were like, oh, she's gonna PMS and like she'll like blow something up, or like she's too emotional, she cried at this. And it's like, okay, well, emotions are shown as like something that's feminine and not powerful. And so, but like, I liked how Captain Marvel made it being like, no, like, you can use your emotions and your heart to power you, and like that doesn't make it a weak thing. Like, and that's like not even just for women, that's like for people in general. Like, I think like, you know, men have been told like the whole idea like why men are told like not to cry and things like that. It's like very much so like that's not powerful, that's not masculine.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I totally agree. I didn't even look at all that. Like, I didn't read too much into it, but
I'm always
no. I mean, it makes sense. Like, there was times where like the things were coming out of her hand, and they're like, "Yo, if you can't control it, you know, it's gonna make you look bad." And then finally, when she does let go, it's like she's unleashed like all her power, and she's
and she could
killing
control
the game.
it. Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought it was an interesting point. Like, you know,
Good. No, like that was a good little
yeah
thing for me to think about, because I think it's interesting that that they're portraying Lil Bo Peep like that, and it's kind of like, okay, are they doing this just to capitalize on a movement, and like what does that mean? And it's like, I think that if they are just trying to use this of like women have to be powerful in this kind of way, I don't think that does
I just think it
people
goes
in general justice.
Yeah, I think it goes into more just like, why can't people just be happy being like, what, like if you're like a maid or something like that, and or you like you take care of a family or something, you know, what's wrong with just being that? Like, you know, if you're enjoying,
no
like,
matter what your gender is too.
Yeah, whatever
like,
it is. But I'm just saying, like, you know, what's wrong with being like, you know, I mean, I guess if like the scenario of Andy using her as a damsel in distress type thing, like, you know, but why can't it be like that? Like, there was a time where like it'd be like, oh, you know, like, I don't know realistically, but I'm just saying in movies and stuff, like, you know, but I just thought it was very interesting, like coming from a woman. So usually you hear those type of things coming from like a man, or like, or you don't know where the source is coming from, like in the comment. But
misogyny and the patriarchy affects us all, not just women, not just men. Affects how we are all like put into boxes, like the whole idea where men can't cry. That's the patriarchy at work.
Oh, I'm a crier.
You're
also
an emotional man.
Yeah.
Which is good.
I say I love you really fast to people.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Well, not like. All right. So the thing is, though, listen.
I just had PTSD.
All right. I know. We'll get back into some trailer news in a second. But now that I'm getting all these topics from my head, I'm pulling them out. So this past weekend, like, I went to a friend's like house party or whatever like that, and she was been telling me about this girl that she thought like we'd get along really well. You know, towards the end of the night, like we really did get along really well. We were like talking for like over an hour, but like, you know, we were drinking and having fun and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I love you. Like, you know, I'm like, not really, but like, you know, I do. And like, I say stuff like that because I do love, like, even like, my friends.
You love hard. I mean, like, you love me as your
friend. If you see me online,
I
like,
love you.
Everything, I love you too. Everything I do online, it's like,
much love.
Oh my God, these topics are coming to me like faster than ever. You were right, as always. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, online. And like remember this for like, I'm gonna forget if you don't remember, but online I'm always loving things. Like, it's just like once they gave the option of loving and liking, I'm like, I'm not gonna. They're giving you an option.
You always love my photos and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
it's always love. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I do. But when my friends, like, I'll say goodbye to them and I'll be like, I love you, and I love you too. Like, that's just how we say I love you to friends. Like, you know,
and I think that should be normal.
Can you love a person like because like the first time they met them, be like, I love you, like you're like awesome, you know?
I think that's okay.
But her friend, my coworker and stuff, that was telling me, she's like, oh no, you can't say like I love you, like that type of stuff freaks her out. She's like broken up with guys about that. I'm like, yeah, but it's not,
I have as well.
Okay, but like, I think it depends on like the intensity behind it, right? Like,
or like the intent, I would even say. So like, I mean, for me, when it comes to, I actually had this conversation with somebody recently. For me, when it comes to the word like love in a relationship, like a significant other romantic relationship, I mean, I can like maybe already be feeling those feelings, but I'm very careful about like when I choose for that to like be said in that way. Just because, like, yeah, I'm very much like you. Like, I love my friends. I love people hard. Like, I say, like, I love you all the time. Like, I love my coworkers. Like, I'll be like, yo, I love you. Like, like, whatever. But, like, I feel like I'm very picky about when
I get in a relationship. But, like, she was trying to, like, be like, oh, no, you were, like, saying I love you. It's like, dude.
But like
you have to
you're
know
at
me.
a party. You're like and like you also have to know you. Like, and I feel like this is different because like, man, like it was probably like flow of the conversation. You guys said something, and you're like, oh my god, like, and that it's not the same thing as like you guys were on a date. And
no, the thing is, it's like if I say I love you and then I start like DMing you over and over again or something like that,
like you're the love of my life. My life cannot go on without you.
Like,
Then that's different.
Yeah, I get it. I get that. Like I can see where that would freak someone out. But like for me to just, I don't think I should like censor myself about saying like if I really think it literally went down like, oh my god, I love you. No, not really, but like yeah, I do. Like what I'm saying? It's just something I do. And also, like, I don't know, with girls, a lot of the time, I'm just, like, really, like, upfront. Like, I'm like, I really like you. Like,
yeah,
like,
which I think, even though, like, I've broken up with people who have, like, maybe said it too soon in the sense that they didn't feel out where we both were at or assumed I was at the same point as them. And, like, obviously that means it's just not going to work out because it's, like, different levels of, you're not on the same page.
Yeah.
And so like, I think I wouldn't say like I was like, oh, they said I love you too fast, just like that. I'd be more like, they said I love you too fast because like it's too fast for a reason. Like it's too fast if like not both people are there, and that was because whatever. But I feel like I think it's stigmatized to just like show such like unabashed like love and affection for your friends, for your whatever. Like I'm very much so like be cuddly with your friends, be like whatever, like like you people like don't just shy away from that because like maybe it seems like it's the wrong thing to do, or it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
just,
I don't.
like,
that's what I was trying to get to. Is that like, and another thing that what I was saying for you to remember about, but I remember one time like I also like I'm an emoji guy, so it's like
big,
if
heart eyes.
Yeah.
The emojis.
So if I the emojis. No. So it's one thing to just like. So on Facebook you got love, but if I'm going an extra step of like, trying to write a comment to show love on your post or whatever, most of the time it'll just be heart eyes. And I'll just like do like heart eyes.
Which could be like seen, I guess, for some people as being all like, oh my God, I'm drooling in love with you.
Yeah. But I am. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But,
like that's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Like, I have so much love for, like, you and what you do and, like, what you put out into this
when girls are like, damn, slaying, blah,
like,
blah, blah.
So, like, girls, see, that's the thing.
Essentially, that's what I'm doing.
Girls do that to each other. Like, girls will, like, I heart-eye all my girlfriends, like, pics and stuff all the time. I'm like, oh, my God, you're so hot. Like, heart-eye. Like, I might even do, like,
I'll do it for guys and girls.
Face, whatever. And I think it's definitely dumb that we, like, maybe, like, because, like, the heteronormative society we live in, if we see a guy doing that to a girl who's probably just his friend or like whatever, then we're all like, oh my God, he's in love with her, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Or like whatever.
Well, the situation I'm talking about, one time I went out with I was a third wheel, and
third wheeling.
But it wasn't like that. I went out to go see my friends. It was him and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And while we were out, like we're out to dinner, and like we started following each other on Snapchat. We're like, oh, you're on Snapchat. Let's on Snapchat. So because we were new on Snapchat, like her first like picture or whatever, I just hard-eyed it. And then we went to the next bar, which was like a video game bar, and we're like went to go sit down, and I was like, hey, you can sit down right here. Like it was the three of us. And she was like, no. And made her boyfriend sit in between us. Oh, and man. I didn't really pick up on that until about like 20 minutes later. I started getting these vibes from my friend, and eventually I was like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, yo, did you give heart eyes to my girlfriend's like picture on Snapchat? And I was like, yeah, I give heart eyes to all your pictures too. Like it's like literally something I do for everybody. And like he kind of like turned his tone. That there's a person I've never even seen like that happen. I didn't even think he was jealous like that, like at all. And
I'm sure that she just like was all like,
yes.
I feel uncomfy, and he's like, oh, should I be aware?
Which is BS. Like you know what I'm saying? Like a girl like doing that. It's like I don't think if there. For me to give heart eyes to you while we're all three of us are out.
Like you would have some big cojones if you're all like, hang on, let me slide right in.
Oh, I instantly unfollowed her on everything. I was like, dude, you're starting shit. That's like, first of all, you don't even know me. That's another person that's like.
I was about to say, like, you literally just met her and she's already being like,
no. I hadn't. We've been friends for a while. Like we follow each other and stuff like that. And she didn't. That happened, and I was like,
weird. Okay, so that makes it even weirder.
I don't hold it against him really. I hold hold it
no.
against her being like trying to get him all mad about it. Like,
I definitely
you know?
wasn't holding it against him.
I mean, the fact that he should have been like, I wouldn't do that. I do kind of hold that against him.
Well, yeah.
But like, you know, but yeah, so I instantly was like, oh, hell no. Like, you get on my bad list, I'm unfollowing. Like, I unfollowed.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not trying to start anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, like,
so now I'm not going to like any of your pictures. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're crazy. And that's just like where I'm at with it. I'm just like, these people like give too much weight into things that are supposed to be lighthearted and stuff, like, you know.
I mean, yeah, we sort of talked about this last week a little bit about like the whole idea of like what we do and like how I think like, sometimes how women think about different things. Like I was actually before the show I was talking about how some like sort of like pseudo ex of mine has like slid back in and was like trying to like send like, you know, respond to my Instagram stories and whatever, and like I just, you know, I don't know his game, but like because like we already have this whole idea of like, okay, if a guy does this or that, that means they're into you, and it's like that's so ridiculous because like it's not. I mean, that's not a one size fits all rule. Like it's like this very bizarre idea of like what different like little things on social media mean to, and it's all like, I mean, if you talk to a lot of guys, like they may or may not mean that, like the whole idea of like a guy watching your story or not, or doing whatever.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, very easily people can build these things up in their head, like, oh, she watched my story, she likes me, but you don't know she's watching like 100 people's stories, like, and probably like 10 of them are guys that she actually does like,
and
like,
she might be actually like reaching out. You're like, you don't know.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to be more upfront with my feelings, like, you
which
know.
I think is the right way to do it. I mean, communication is key.
Yeah, which has given me the title. I just did my friend's podcast, JR. I'll give he was one of my shout outs, but I'll give him early shout out. Hey. JR, he's from San Antonio. He does a morning show for a country station out there for the company we work for.
The company.
Yes, the company. And yeah, so he just started a podcast called JR Off Air. And
so cute.
Yeah, yesterday he asked me, or he was like, yo, would you want to be a guest on my podcast? And we can do it like through online. So this is like, we've done one before like that, but it was very complicated. So I figured out how to do it, and we did it. And but in that, he was like he was making fun of me because like he thinks like, you know, me doing like wine and watching Bachelor and all that stuff with you. He's like, dude, you're just getting friend zoned all the time. And oof. In my mind, it's not even like that doesn't bother me. He's just messing with me.
I also don't believe in the friend zone.
Ooh, what do you mean?
The friend zone doesn't exist. The friend zone was created by men when they weren't getting what they wanted, and so then they were calling it like, I'm being put in the friend zone when, you know, a woman might just, this is once again heteronormative, but like where a woman might just be like trying to like women don't owe them anything, and like a lot of idea, like I feel like the way you're using it might not be that way, but like the whole idea, like when guys get like bitter and are like, I'm in the friend zone, boo, it's because they thought that woman owed them relationship, sex, whatever.
It's an interesting point. Well,
so it's a construct, like everything.
I feel you.
But go on, anyways.
Well, I kind of lost where I was.
So you were talking about how he says that you're the king of the friend zone because you hang out with girls and do what could be considered girly things.
I guess so. I mean, I think it's more along the lines that like I was talking to him about starting to be friends with girls. Like, you know, this is like something we might have talked about this before, but like, you know, I just never really knew how to do that. You know, I was always either in a relationship where I couldn't be friends.
Interested with that.
Yeah, I was just like horny, like, you know, a little horny kid or whatever.
As we all are.
Yeah. So
happy spring.
Yeah, happy spring. Yeah. So essentially, you know, he was just like getting on me about like, you know, because I hadn't been dating, and we're talking about me possibly going on The Bachelor, you know, next year or something like that. So
I mean, the impetus of our show, but
yeah, I mean, it's leading up to this. Like, guys, starting the podcast was it. Now I'm like actually like considering, you know, trying out to go on the show and stuff. I'm glad I'm not for this season. We'll get into that later, but essentially though, like, you know, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know where my point was for that, but
you becoming friends with women.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just cool because to me it brings other women into my life, which is crazy.
See, there you go.
Yeah. But it's also cool to have like girlfriends. Like, you know, you can call it whatever you
moi?
want. Yeah, you can call it whatever you want, but like having like it's benefited me so much in just how I've learned, seeing a different perspective on things, and I feel like I have healthier relationships with like girls, even like if I'm dating them or not, or lack thereof, because I'm understanding like where they're coming from. If like recently a girl was like, hey, I think I just want to be friends. That's cool. I want to know that we're being friends, because
cool.
I treat friends a little differently than I treat a girl that I'm interested in. Secondly, I don't need more friends, really. Like, you know, like I'm not trying to just be friends with people. So if you're telling me you just want to be friends, then
like you might,
I'm going ghost on you. Like, unless you try to be my friend.
Like that's the thing, which I think that's like a very smart move. Like, like the whole.
So that's what those are the things I'm trying to like learn from. It's like, all right, I get it. So you're not that into me, right now. I always think like they're gonna come back eventually when the person doesn't give them attention anymore. But that's just happened. It doesn't always happen, but a lot of the times people just like come back because you're not giving them attention. But for me, when a person says I want to just be friends, all right, if you're the person telling people I just want to be friends, that means, okay, I'm not going to go for you anymore. But that means you have to put in the effort to be friends. I'm not going to be over here trying to be friends with you.
If that's what they're saying they want, which like I feel like a lot of girls use that as an easy cop out to be all like, I'm not seeing this go anywhere. I'm not feeling this, and they don't like, they want to let you down nice. They want to be like, we could still be friends, which I feel like is like not the move. Like I mean, like it's fine, but I feel like as I've said before on this podcast, like it's just not doable if like the other person is obviously more invested.
Yeah, but I mean, I would totally be friends with her. I actually enjoy her company, but the thing is, it's like,
she has to,
is
like,
she
set that
expecting me
standard
to like try to still be friends with her after like I actually told you I liked you? And
so she has to be the one that sets that standard, and like a lot of times like
they
might not be willing to do that because that's not really what they want, because they also probably don't want any more friends. They probably like, I've got enough, I'm fine, but they just don't want to.
Well, I don't think that's the case for her. I think maybe she just because I was just like, okay, that's cool, and then I never texted her again. And it's not because like whatever, it's just like I just wanted to, it's not because I don't want to hang out with her or be friends with her, it's because I want to see how much you actually want to be friends with me. Because she wasn't I don't think she was telling me to not hang out with me, but like she was telling me because, you know, it was a complicated situation anyways. But regardless, like I just think if someone's going to be like, let's just be friends, it's fine to say that and just never do that, but don't expect the other person to like try to be friends with you.
Yeah, no,
like,
they're not. Yeah.
If you actually do want to be friends with someone that you told to be friends,
then you have to make that effort. If that's what she, as I said, like she has to set the stage for that. Like you can't be the one setting the stage if that's like what she's like trying to do.
because it's going to make it seem like I'm just like
trying to slide back in.
Yeah, I'm not. Like, you know, that's a benefit of being, you know, friends with girls, is kind of hearing like stories from you and like Morgan and all these things. And I'm just like, whoa, like, you know, you guys read into things just as much as we do. Like, you know, a lot of times you'll say stuff and I'll be like, guys do the same thing. Like, you know, and we just don't know that a lot of the times that like we're all feeling the same way, you know. So, wow, we kind of got into like a main topic.
A lot of things.
Yeah, that was cool.
We got into a lot of things.
Well, Stranger Things season 3 trailer dropped.
Well, it's like a lot of friendships blooming there between Eleven and Max.
It was very interesting to see them all like a little grown up, and they're kind of
that's a whole
gearing towards a
idea.
more teen route.
That's the whole idea, I guess. Like, and this is like their last season. The whole idea is like they're not kids anymore. They're like young teens now. Like they gotta like, you know,
grow
do
up
things
a little
different.
bit. Yeah, like the friends might not all just hang out in the basement anymore, and you know, there's girlfriends. And
Bad Boy Billy is a lifeguard in it because it's the summertime, and
he looked like he's gonna be the villain.
Oh boy. I'm ready.
Do you think he's the villain?
I mean, I don't know, like, what kind of... I think he's, like, low-key villain.
Wasn't he kind of like a villain last?
He was, like, a low-key villain then, so I think they're just going to build...
Yeah, but there was a scene of him, like, having some veins, like, starting to grow in his arm or something like that. Like, some, like, venom veins or something. It looked like he was going to become the monster.
Oh, man. If that happens...
You really like him with that long hair?
Oh, it's stupid. The mullet is
so bad.
The mullet is bad, but it's like of the time. But he's so hot.
He played the Red Ranger in the Power Rangers.
Yeah, he's so hot.
Yeah.
I ran into him here in Atlanta when they were filming. I like literally almost like physically ran into him while I was double fisting Jenny's ice cream. One wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wouldn't be a surprise if both were for me.
Okay.
But I like literally almost ran into him and his
No
very
shame.
beautiful girlfriend. I don't know if they're still dating. Maybe they aren't. But like, I got a little bit upset. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's Taker Montgomery.
Take my ice cream.
Yeah, I was like, please lick this ice cream.
That is, wow. Freak. You're a dirty dog. Oh my God. Me and Paul were going back and forth because this is the thing. I always call him like a dirty dog because like he's low key a dirty dog. Or
I'm not even at this
I call him a
point.
sick puppy. So we were going back and forth. We're like, dude, you're Pet Cemetery. Like, you know, you're like you're so sick. You have like dog AIDS. Like, you know, Pet Cemetery. Then he goes, well, all dogs do go to heaven. I'm like, oh my God, Paul, you're the sickest of the puppies.
Amazing.
You're the sickest of the puppies. Oh,
God.
that might be the name, the sickest of the puppies.
Sickest of the puppies.
Sick puppy.
Killing me.
But anyway, so yeah, season 3, and then the ending. What's your boy, the one that played the Ferris Bueller?
My man's Joe Kirai, Steve Harrington.
Yes.
He's so cute. I love him.
He was doing like the lightsaber handshake with the other one.
Yeah, and the girl's like, how many kids are you friends with?
So how many kids are you actually friends with? He's all like, yikes. But I do like his character, how they made him that character in the show. Like, you know, like
he became like the babysitter, like the mom friend.
Because I can't stand the other ones. They're too serious, the other ones that are his age.
Yeah.
But yeah, his story arc has definitely changed because he was like an asshole in the beginning, right?
He was, an a-hole, and then he became like...
the likable character.
Yeah.
I love when they do that with characters on shows.
Right.
So Quentin Tarantino's new movie that is upcoming is very highly anticipated because
with Leo
Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, Mizzou made.
Yeah, they released, I think, like a teaser trailer, not an actual trailer, but
okay. Why am I re-attracted to Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad? Okay, I've always been attracted to
I was
Brad
gonna
Pitt.
say, when did you stop?
But like, I feel like there was a period of time where Leo really let himself go. And
Wolf
I was
of
like,
Wall Street?
Not that, but like in between that and like other stuff, he was like not cute. There's like pictures of him being like,
well, he
not
is
cute.
like a playboy.
Oh yeah, but like there's other pictures like where he just didn't look good. Like he wasn't a good looking guy.
Well, he did do the Revenant.
Yeah.
Revenant,
so I think it
he was like a woodsy man.
I think it was when he was preparing for that and he like put on a lot of weight and like whatever. And but now I'm like, yo.
I mean, he looks the same to me.
I know.
Like he can always go back to his classic.
He looks back
look.
to like Wolf of Wall. He looks like Wolf of Wall Street hot, and I was like, oof.
And that one also has
back.
Margot Robbie.
Another Wolf of Wall Street fave.
Yep. So that's gonna be crazy.
She's also hot too.
Oh my goodness.
Anywho.
And speaking of which, and then there's also talks about James Gunn going back to direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because he originally had gotten fired for that tweet. And he was he was supposed to be doing Suicide Squad 2, but now they're completely rebooting that with Idris Elba instead of Will Smith.
Oh.
Will Smith is probably like, damn, like, you know, Idris Elba is on the come up right now.
Idris Elba, I know.
He just did Saturday Night Live.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed.
I think Khalid performed.
Okay, I'm watching that.
Yeah, I think it was really good.
Because like that, those are my mans right there.
And then just to top off a couple more things I've been watching, Russian Doll on Netflix.
I need to watch that.
I just started watching it. It's pretty crazy. And then I finished watching True Detective season 3. It's amazing.
Okay, because I know True Detective like kind of like dropped off for
season 2 kind of like sucked. It wasn't like Paul was explaining to me. He was like, it's not like it was bad. It just wasn't as great as the first one.
Yeah, so
and
season 3.
You gotta, if you haven't seen, it's 8 episodes, so you definitely should like watch that.
All right, I'll get on that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it in entertainment news. What else we got going? We got some Ariana news.
So yeah, Ari, she had her first show for her Sweetener tour, which I'll be at in June in Atlanta.
Okay.
She did tribute to Mac Miller at her first show. I think it was in New York, and she played his music before she came on stage, like kind of like as her, like just the music they play in the stadium. But she played all Mac Miller songs before she came on, which was like a nice little sweet.
You don't think like she's kind of milking it a little bit?
I mean, of course. But the fans loved it. I mean, if she does that before the show that I go to, will I get emotional? Probably.
I feel you. I don't know. It's just kind of like
I'd
your
be like,
thing.
I don't know if you're playing me or not, but like I'm emotional.
Okay. More Ari news.
Yeah. This one, I loved this.
Yeah.
Tell me more, Sai.
Well, obviously we've talked about Seven Rings before her song.
Was it a slapper? It was a slapper.
Was it?
No. Yeah. Guys, we honestly can't keep track of what's on our playlist.
That's cool though.
Anymore.
I like that. No, I definitely think it was a slapper.
Still a great playlist. Please,
Yeah.
I believe it's on there.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So 7 Rings. We talked about how like everyone was talking about how she's stealing this from Soulja Boy, stealing this from 2 Chainz, stealing this from this other girl, and
like,
then
she
really
did a very obvious like.
Yeah, it was
the
stolen.
beginning of the song was it's my favorite things from The Sound of Music.
Yeah. So the company that are the owners of the writing, I think publishing from it is like the writers of the song that own that catalog is Rodgers and Hammerstein or Hammerstein. I don't know which
well known, like some of the best.
Yeah, and so they're talking about how like they get 90% of the writing, like
90%, 90.
That means like she's only getting like 10% of like
which like is still a lot of money.
I don't really know how the splits are. If that's 90% of the writing like side of it, or it's like 90%.
Yeah, I don't know how
the
royalties truly work for that, but
I thought it was pretty interesting that like out of all that stuff, she's probably making like not that much off of that one particular song.
But whatever.
But how big they made her album.
She's going on. She has her tour.
Mm-hmm.
People are. I paid a decent amount of money for my ticket for that.
I kind of respect like
people,
being like I'm doing this for the song, not for money. Like
and like and she's got the merch. Like that's the thing. I mean, like when you're at her level of star, like if you're losing that money on that song, it's not gonna hurt you.
More stuff that was happening. Disney finally acquired all the rights to 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, they've been in that like trying to get that deal since like 2017.
Yeah,
I mean like they finally closed. It's like the whole regulatory periods and like whatever. But
yeah, and then we've talked about like how their OTT streaming platform is about to drop.
OTT is like
huge. Streaming in general is huge.
Yeah, so streaming, like for those who don't speak media like us, OTT is like your Apple TV, your Roku.
It's what they're calling that. They
like,
call TV that platform. They call radio that platform, and then that
OTT
is
over the top. So it's like it goes over the top of like what a TV programming and stuff like that is.
So yeah, essentially, now that they have Fox, that means Disney owns Marvel. They own all of Fox, which now they can throw like X-Men into the Avengers like movies now. And now they have all their catalog, all the Fox
movies.
movies.
In the same universe though?
They're all Marvel. They all they're but the thing is that they were owned by Fox, and Marvel
true.
actually owns like all this stuff. So
and like that means they're gonna have higher play and like other streaming services where those shows like that are Fox.
They're ripping all this stuff from Netflix to put on their Disney platform.
Yeah, and like they're gonna have higher play in like Hulu now because like a lot of those shows are on Hulu, so they're making money.
Yeah, they have
a
percentage. I think of
money
Hulu
left
too.
And right,
yeah.
left and right, left and right.
Yep.
Disney, like I'm sure Walt Disney is just in his frozen state. Like 'cause that's the whole thing is that he was like he froze himself. Or whatever,
really?
To be like
he was chronologically
cryogenic whatever.
I don't know why, but I was about to say like chronovaginally.
He was frozen. I don't know if like they finally just like buried him, whatever. Because like I mean they're not unfreezing him. He's not alive. But
there's places like that. I'm sure that there's like these people that are frozen.
Like him right next to Han Solo.
Well, think about like. Think about like Michael Jackson and Prince and all these people that kind of died like not
if
that
Prince
old.
was frozen somewhere and like we could unfreeze him and bring him back to life, I would cry tears. I would give up. I don't know what I would do. I'd do everything to bring Prince back.
It'd be really weird. The first person to get brought back, it's gonna be the weirdest world.
I love Prince.
Okay. So
anywho, but yeah, they're running the world. We know it. But speaking of online things, Google is entering the big booming space of gaming, a space we're not in. We don't get truly.
Well, honestly, at work, I've been kind of getting into creating programming around the world of esports because like they're
like,
predicting it to be bigger than
it's
actual
like they have
sports.
like ESPN. They've got like competitive leagues and things like.
It's huge here in Atlanta. Like one of the biggest. I went to DreamHack this past year, and that's one of the biggest like gaming conventions in the world.
I didn't even know.
Yes. So essentially, with esports, they're predicting that it's going to be bigger than actual sports one day.
Game.
But the only way like really it could be ever bigger than actual sports is if more people were watching esports more than they're playing it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, so that's like where like it'll maybe beat out sports because more people watch sports than actually play it, professionally. So that's what makes it big now.
Well,
but
yeah, because then there's
the
money, there's sponsorships, there's commercials, there's all that jazz. So
yeah. And there's just like, you can make a sports team around a different game. So like, this team plays Fortnite, like they're the Atlanta Fortnite team, and then this game like plays this game. So there's so many things that can happen out of gaming. But Google just released their new online streaming platform, or that they're going to be releasing. They showed a controller that's pretty basic, but this gaming system is going to be all online. There's no console. It's just streaming straight, and you can, and then because Google owns YouTube, it's going to be very
it's
connected.
Like they're going to connect, and like there's all those gamers and stuff that do their YouTube stuff and like whatever.
It's genius.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's genius. So Google's gotten into the space, and now it's going to be, I think, competing with things like, you'll probably see Twitch like combined.
I was
with,
like about to say, like
PS3 or PS4,
Twitch,
whatever.
like what are they going to do? Yeah.
I mean, there's other like competitors. I think there's one called like Mixer, another one
there's
that's
a
like
couple
Twitch.
others like
So
that.
I mean, just be on the lookout for that. If you're looking for jobs, like that's probably the world you want to start gearing towards and stuff. So
interesting.
It's growing.
Interessante.
Let's see. Another interesting thing came out. What do we got here? We got hold on a second. Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
The girl.
I don't even watch Game of Thrones.
Well, the girl from it,
but
Sophie
I know
Turner.
her. Sophie Turner plays Sansa Stark.
Who's the?
She's the fiance to Joe Jonas.
Yes. So she was caught on the jumbotron at the New York Rangers game.
And so like they were all like, "Oh, Sansa Stark, she here," and like so she had a glass of wine, and she on the thing she just chugged her glass of wine. Yeah. True like Stark.
She just chugged it. It was dope.
Yeah.
And then Drake even wrote on underneath her when she posted it, like, this is inspiration for 2020 and beyond. I'm just like, Drake, shut up.
Oh, like all of them, like even Nick Jonas commented on it, being like, "Oh my god!" And then like Joe Jonas just did the sunglasses emoji because he's like, "That's my future wife."
And the future aunt to my kids. Yeah. And then also I thought another interesting story that came out, we saw right before the show, Mark McGrath, fame of Sugar Ray the band, and I'm probably hosting weird shows and stuff like that too. I heard he's a great guy, but he was talking about this company called how do you pronounce it? Peloton. And if you don't know, they're like, they got bikes, they do classes, and they're like become like a what did they say, 6 billion or something
crazy, like
million,
you've probably seen the commercials of like these bougie people and their bougie like very open concept apartments, like really biking hard to like some screen, like whatever.
So essentially they're using music on those things and not paying the artist for it.
Like what?
How?
Like how?
I don't know.
How are they? I don't even know how that's possible.
So I think they're like in a $150 million lawsuit right now about it. So he was just like, I thought it was interesting because like a company's just using people's music. And the analogy he used is like, you can't just go to like a museum, take a Picasso off the wall and put it in your house and then be like, oh, that's my Picasso now. It's just like, he's like, I know that's a weird analogy, but like if you think about it like that, that's.
Or even like I used to play all those dance games. On Xbox with the Kinect, and or even like
Guitar Hero or something,
or like whatever. Yeah, but it was like the Just Dance games,
yeah.
And you could tell the ones that like they didn't have rights to the actual songs to, because they would be like slightly different versions, and or like different singers or like covers kind of deal. Like so it wasn't exactly the same. So I'm like, okay, if I'm out here dancing to like the not real Britney Spears, why are people like biking to the real Britney Spears?
Yeah, no, it's true. And like even Lifetime, like they'll make these like they'll make like a movie, like it's supposed to be like a biography on an artist, but they don't have the rights to the music. So they'll like make up like different
it's
songs.
Like these parodies or like whatever. It's these covers. It's like not even the real song.
It's not even like a cover. It's like a weird version of like the song that can't even be like. So, yeah, it's a big thing. Like, stealing people's music. It's like, just because it's not physically, like you can't hold it in your hand doesn't mean that it's intellectual property. That's what it is. It's like you came up with the idea and it's yours. Like, you can't steal people's ideas just because you didn't make like a building and you can actually touch it. That doesn't mean like, it can't be stolen. So I thought it was an interesting thing. What was like a yikes moment of the week for you? That make you go yikes?
So I'm sure many people have seen the different news surrounding this, but so Emily Holmes, who is the owner of this company called Theranos, that was known, like she dropped out of Stanford at 19.
Elizabeth,
yeah.
Yep.
Excuse me. And so she she like started this to like be like this company that would revolutionize like doing tests with blood, and like you would only need this tiniest like drops of blood to do a whole bunch of different tests. Like it was trying to like democratize like getting tests done in a way that was easier for folks. So like you could go to like just a drugstore and do like this quick test, and like you'd be able to like get a whole bunch of different results that you would usually need like a lot of blood work done on and for longer periods of time. But like, so there's a whole deal with it all being pretty much fraud. She isn't actually like...
Well, like, wasn't it... I thought it was something like to do where like they could like see so many different things about you, like all the sicknesses and
like
all this different
STIs
stuff. Like,
and like all these different things, and like the technology doesn't truly exist the way that she says it does. Like they aren't really truly using like any of that. She's like in a whole big huge lawsuit for fraud, and she could be going to prison. And like there's been a whole bunch of different podcast things and whatever about her, and like she's kind of like nuts in the sense that she like they called her like, you know, the next Steve Jobs, so she really took that on and would wear black turtlenecks only. And like she you know,
how do you even fake it that far?
She
had like money too, right?
Like, she comes from like rich parents. So like that's another thing. Like there's just a lot of like, and everything was like very unsanitary and
sounds
very,
like Fire Festival.
Yeah, there's a tweet that was all like, she's like the Fire Festival of like the health world. Yeah, like it was wild. And so there's a documentary on her and all this stuff that hit HBO, and like they showed this whole thing about how she never blinks or whatever, and like then they showed, of course, like her blinking a lot, like because she was like trying to like get herself ready, because she does this fake voice, this fake deep voice. Because
I gotta see this. It's like a documentary.
Yeah, it's a documentary, and because if you look at her, she's like a tall blonde, very like, you know, blue-eyed. Like she looks like she'd probably have my range of voice, but she talks in this crazy deep voice, and I didn't know that until I like listened to like this promo for the documentary, and I literally was like, what is this? I was like, this is and like I guess my yikes moment with that is like as you said, she's like faked it. Like she has faked everything. She's like put on this whole persona, because like she used to be like...
Is she pretty?
She's I think she could be like, she's like generally attractive. Like she's like blonde and tall and thin. And
yeah, no, I feel like sometimes like, they're like, people will take advantage of the system, but like, sometimes like I feel like there was an opportunity for women to be able to take advantage of it too, like being like we got a powerful woman,
like,
smart.
Yeah, she dropped out of Stanford to like start this thing that would help people and like blah blah blah.
And so
like,
people want to get behind that, the first woman like Steve Jobs.
Yeah, like she was like she at one point became like the youngest. For a while she like was youngest female self-made billionaire. The Sarah Blakely was it, and then I think she got it, and then Kylie is that now. But yeah.
No, that's crazy. That makes me want to go watch this.
I know. I actually gotta watch it. I've been like really hyped to watch it, and it just came out like this week.
Do we have any Bachelor updates?
So yeah, Hannah B's list of guys have been released.
Yes, I saw them.
And
was not impressed.
They're not cute.
Yeah.
Which is really hard for me, because I'll be honest, I enjoyed the Bachelorette seasons for the fact that these women get to have a bunch of hot men around them. And a lot of these dudes, like, okay, so like she's younger, I think she's 24. So there's like a lot of like, 22 to like 24-ish year olds. And then there's a couple older guys. So like a lot of...
The highest age is 31, I checked.
Good. All right, good on you.
Yeah, I had to because...
Yeah, because you're like, gotta know.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta go. That's why I'm like, I gotta go on to next year.
But like these guys like aren't even like, when she had the like 5 on the show, like I'm like, none of these are really that... I'm like, this sounds so shallow, but like none of them are cute. But
no, I mean, I think...
And like none of them even seem slightly interesting. Like I don't even...
To me, one of the guys I feel like that's gonna probably go far was one of those 5 guys. It was the one that first came out.
Dustin?
Yeah. I feel like
cute.
Yeah, I feel like he'll go far. He was smooth as hell too. Like even when
cute.
he lost
He's
the
from
rose,
Chicago.
Even when he lost the rose, like he was like,
on
Chris
her
was
arm.
like, yeah, Chris was like
brother.
saying goodbye to everybody, and he was all like, "Yo, what's up?"
Yeah,
He's
I was like, okay.
I mean, I think I deserve that rose, but whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, I started thinking about the process of finding a bachelorette. It must be like this very really like process. It's not just a matter of finding the right bachelorette. You have to find probably the right bachelorette with the amount of guys you've already searched for. So say I went to go audition
Yeah,
for the
because
Bachelor.
the auditions happen way before.
Yeah. So I mean, if I go to audition in June when it happens, and then I obviously am not gonna go on to the show until Bachelorette the next year. That means that they've been looking for guys for like a whole year from that point. So there's only so much they can do about finding like 10 guys. Look, so those are just random fillers. There's probably 20 guys that are just random fillers, and then they work like between like figuring out when they're gonna pick the Bachelor and then Bachelorette that would fit with the 20 guys, and then find 20 guys or 10 more guys that it's going to fit perfectly for the Bachelorette. So it's like, I've been thinking about, I've been thinking about it a little bit. That's an interesting
theory.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just the way the clock works. Like if you're like looking at it, it's like, why are they looking for people for how are they looking for people for next year's Bachelorette now? You know?
Yeah, because you see that like after the show.
Yeah. And actually casting calls for the show are not really meant for guys, which is weird. Like the one that sets it up, like she's like, it's usually just girls, like maybe a guy or two will show up. So, yeah, they don't really do casting calls for the guys.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
I wonder why. I wonder if that's more of like the approach. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. You would think they would pick because The Bachelor is
or maybe they still
staple.
do, but maybe it's just like it's harder to get guys out for the casting calls.
It's weird because now the way they have the show set up of like, you know, the Bachelorette comes from the Bachelor, you know, then the next Bachelor comes from the Bachelorette, or like
they
Bachelor
do
in
random
Paradise
stuff like where they
or
pull
random
Ari
stuff.
or Nick.
Yeah, but like back in the day, it was like they really looked for potential bachelors. So they must still do that, but like low key do that, like, and they do that finessing into like the season. So on top of like the, you know, the 10 that I'm talking about, then they throw in 3 potential like actual Bachelor contestants. So it's like 20 people from the last year, 10 people that might work for this Bachelorette, and then 3 people that they think that could be the Bachelor.
Wow.
That was my little thought this past week.
Wow, I don't even know.
I hope everyone kept up.
I kept up, but I'm just like, wonder if that's true.
I mean, there has to be some type
there has
of
to be
method
some
to the
sort
madness.
of like, I mean, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
but you were saying that you don't even know that if you can make it through this season.
No, guys. I mean, like
we say that all the time, though.
No, but like this one, like I really don't know. Like it's really gonna tear me apart because like I know she's obviously gonna get some sort of coaching unless they really want to run with this. So like she's quirky because she can't talk, kind of deal. But
it's not cute though.
It's not. It's unflattering. It kind of it like continues the stereotype of Southern women being dumb, which like.
Oh, that was a hard D. Dumb.
Which is sad. We don't want to continue that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just and if there's like not even I was like, well, there'll be eye candy for me, and I'm like, it's not even looking like there's eye candy for me.
Well, anything come out about these guys now that because we find out a lot about the guys beforehand, right?
So yeah, I saw this like it was shared on a meme page on Instagram. Donnie Drummer.
Yeah, I might have saw it on like an article from Cosmopolitan or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Where some girl posted like all these screenshots of like all of these like for like months and months to like probably like a year or so time of a guy like sending her DMs on Instagram, her not replying to any of them, like all being they're all desperate, where they're all like blah blah blah, hey, or like even then like him like calling her names or stuff like that,
being like hey Sam Smith, like you know, like
trying to like get her attention or trying to like, you know, say so, well fine, I guess like whatever, and like,
oh, can you tell me where we went wrong? And she's just like not answering. See, that's what I'm saying. Like I'll never want to be that guy ever. Like,
no, you
like,
shouldn't ever.
Literally it'll be like one,
like get the hint,
and yeah, exactly. After one, like you can get a hint, like
but
you know what I'm saying.
Said guy in this situation is one of the contestants.
Yeah,
he's one of the new, you know, group of guys. So
that's interesting. Well, all this being said, makes me think that I have a really good chance on being on the show.
I know. I told you, your beard is crispier than any of these
oh
scrubs.
Wow, thanks, I appreciate it. Maybe not today, but
no, but, I mean,
you know, on a Friday you'll catch me with a
crisp
beard. Yeah. But yeah, no, I just think like, you know, like, oh my god, like these are the guys that like are going for it. Like,
well, I mean, as I said, Hannah, I don't even think like Hannah isn't like, she's not like some like crazy great Bachelorette picks. I don't know. It's like maybe they're just like, oh, well, let's just bring the quality down.
But I'm just saying, like some of the guys, you're like, you cannot just you wouldn't be able to see them together. Like maybe that's just me being like no,
I agree.
Superficial, but like I don't know. I was like looking, I'm like you know, I get it, throw in a black guy or whatever, but like
because you gotta.
But I don't know. It's just weird. Like, it's just like, I know it just wouldn't look like, it just doesn't seem.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird to me.
I'm happy to let's have this break until May.
Yeah.
And, like, I can really wrap my mind around what I can get into this upcoming season, what I can't.
Well, let's get into our slapper of the week. Our slapper of the week don't really have much behind it besides the fact that, like, last week I found a song by this artist, and then I was like, let me see what's his newest song.
And I think this, like, maybe you played it for me right before the show, and I'm like, I think this popped up on my shelf and I liked it. And I think I added it to my potential
I've never heard this song
playlist.
until I just played it in front of you. I just want to let you know. So, like, I downloaded another song by him, and then I was like, well, all right, let's see what his newest song is, and it was this one. I was like, oh damn, this song is a slapper.
It slaps.
So I'm introducing you guys, if you guys haven't heard it yet, this song is called Never Go Back by the artist Dennis Lloyd. And if you know that, let us know that, oh my gosh, Dennis Lloyd, how do you not know Dennis Lloyd?
Yeah, well, like, yell at us.
Yeah, Never Go Back.
Not too loud.
Yeah. So let's just get right into it. Here we go.
I never go back.
Slapper of the week. This song slaps.
Yeah, slapper.
I never go back. It's come on. I never go.
Oh boy.
I never go back.
There's your saxophone.
It had other
sad saxophone.
It had other like it had other sounds layered on top of it. Yeah. And then when I actually heard it,
oh, that was our slapper of the week with trumpet. It's called
trumpet.
It's called Never Go Back by Dennis Lloyd. Yeah, I love that song. That's my weekend song this weekend.
That's my weekend song.
I'm gonna try to push it on a lot more people. So,
okay.
What do you got for shout outs, V?
I wanted to shout out my man Dan Harmon. He actually like reached out to me. I did stuff with him in high school.
What kind of stuff?
We did like mission trips. Okay.
Shout out to mission trips. Those ones always got kind of freaky.
Okay, no,
I'm
never.
just joking.
He reached out to me to like invite me to his birthday, but he lives back in like my hometown of Naperville, so I couldn't make it back. But it's this weekend, and I wanted to, he like listens or at least knows about the podcast and everything. So shout out to him for hitting me up. And then I wanted to shout out my girl Abby Cass. She sent me a late Valentine gift where she works at BuzzFeed, and they have like their free table and they get sent stuff and whatever all the time. And she got these like, it was like the internet boyfriends shot glasses.
I saw those, like tall glasses, right?
Yeah, tall ones. And it's got Noah Centineo, it's got Cole Sprouse, it's got Zac Efron, and it's got my main man's Michael B. Jordan. And so like I want to be sipping on something out of these shot glasses, having the best time of my life because of her. And then I also wanted to shout out my friend Katie Bletchinger. I think I just butchered her last name, but actually she was one of my residents when I was an RA in college, and she lives here and works as a graphic designer.
Were you a cool RA?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be loud and make noise and, like, try to act like I'm not there while I'm on call, I'm going to have to bust you and pour out your alcohol. But, like, I'm not trying to do that, so don't be an idiot. But, no, she,
But she wasn't one of those.
No, she wasn't. She was
kept her alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she, if she was drinking in there, which I'm sure she was quiet about it, so good for her.
All right. You have any more?
That's it.
My shout out, I kind of said a couple, but shout out to JR again. That's my homie. And his podcast, check out for that on YouTube for sure. It's JR Off Air. And then another one that I have is actually a mutual friend's mutual friend.
Yeah. I've actually met her.
It's weird. Have you really?
Yeah, I've hung out with her.
Well, shout out to I hope I'm saying this right. Is it Rashmeli?
Yeah.
And the Caroline and Desi podcast and their 2-year anniversary.
Yay! You gotta support your fellow Browns.
Yeah, I mean, dude, not only I think she's so beautiful, first of all, but it's crazy like meeting people online, and like this is the world we live in where like we're doing podcasts, we're on Instagram, we have mutual friends. I've never met her.
Become like online friends with people.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, so last week I was supposed to shout her out and I completely forgot, and I was
what
like,
a hoe.
Oh, I know. Oh, you're talking about me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if she's that or not, but I'm sure she's not. But yeah, no, I just like, I felt bad I forgot to shout her out last week, and I was like, damn it. And so I want to make sure I got her on this week, and I really think it's dope seeing other people do podcasts. Like, we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary, and she has like she's done 2 years now on hers, so that's really cool.
Oh, good for her.
And while we're at it, shout out to Jean V too,
because we love her, and I miss her. I haven't seen her in a while,
and we got a party of hers coming up here soon, right? When is that? Next week?
weekend.
Oh,
We gotta go.
Okay. So yeah, that'll be fun. So those are my shout outs. Yeah, I mean, we kind of ran. This is typical now.
This is a crazy train episode. You know, sometimes we hop on that crazy train.
I don't mind it. Because I'm crazy. Yeah, guys, episode 52 in the books. We're cruising through the 50s right now. We're by no time we're gonna be at 100, and it's gonna be amazing. So I don't know what that noise she's making is, but
I don't know.
What is that sound? Coo.
I'm like kind of like we're zooming.
Oh, okay. I get it. So yeah, guys, that's been episode 52. Catch us next week for episode 53. I'm sure a lot of crazy stuff will happen. Yeah, shut up.
You might not hear me on 53. We haven't figured that out yet.
That's right, Veronica. Where are you going?
Seattle and Portland. In the Pacific Northwest.
Are you going with your family?
The fam, yeah. Spring break.
That's what's up. Damn, I don't even know what spring break means anymore. But
wow. It's my brother. It's my younger brother.
I feel you. Yeah, ride it out. Ride that wave. Yeah. So next week I'll probably have a guest co-host, or I'll be doing one of those weird podcasts where I just talk by myself. That'd be weird. I've never done that, but
you've never.
Yeah, but people do it. Like Chris D'Elia does that.
People do it.
Yeah. What's it called? Bill Burr does that. So we'll see. I'll try to find something fun. But yeah, so guys, catch us next week, episode 53. Veronica will be missing, but I'm sure we'll get her in there somewhere.
And we'll probably do
a little check-in or something.
Check-in like we always do.
All right, guys. Well, we love you. This has been Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And we'll see you next week. We love you. Deuces.
Bye.
Future Bachelor Podcast.